Hello, I'm Nadia from class 2D and I'm here to tell you about the book I have read for the public speaking exam. So, this book is literally a book series called The Classic Literature Club. The series is originally written in Japanese by Yonezawa Hanabu from 2000 and 2001 to now. The last published volume is the sixth, published in 2016 and published by Kadokawa Shoten. But in Indonesia, it's published by Haru Media. The first volume is published in December 2017, and the last has been published in November 2020. So this series is a big success for the writer because it has the manga adaptation and the anime adaptation too. Following its success, this whole series is translated into 7 countries like Indonesian, French, Italy, Polish, Greek, Brazilian Portuguese, and Vietnamese. So what is story about? Then why it become famous and success? The story is about a male character named Oriki Hotaro at the request of his older sister. Oriki Hotaro joins Kamiyama High School Classic Literature Club to stop it from being abolished. Joined by fellow member Eru Chitanda, Satoshi Fukube, and Mayaka Ibara are following after that. The story is set in Kamiyama City, the fictional city in Gifu Prefecture that the author based on his real hometown of Takayama, also in Gifu. The fictional Kamiyama High School is based upon the real-life Hida High School. They begin to solve various mysteries, both to help their club and at Eru's request, Eru's curiosity. This is a plot that tell in the Wikipedia. Now, here I have 3 books of this series. The first book, second, and I have 3 out of 6 series that have been published in Indonesia, which is the first. This is the first called Hyoka, which is it's the anime title too, and the second is the Credit Wall of the Fall. This is the second series, and the fourth. This is the fourth. The doll that took a detour. I don't have the third because I have to catch up the pre-order of the fourth book at the time. So in this video, I will tell you about these 3 books only. I will skip the third book. So the first book is this first volume called Hyoka. Hyoka is a Japanese word for ice cream or frozen dessert. It's published in Japanese 2001, but in Indonesia it published in December 2017. This is the first of Classic Literature Club or Cotton Book series. The content of this volume is the plot written in the Wikipedia before. Oriki Hotaro joined the Classic Literature Club because it will abolish students because the club have no member for the 3 years in a row. It established the request from his sister, who was a member of the club in her high school days. Hotaro has no choice to join the club because his sister is somehow scary. She will beat him up if not fulfill her request. And his friend Satoshi told him that it will be his chance to have a wall clubroom for himself. Satoshi knows very well that Hotaro is an energy saver human being. He doesn't want to bother to do something that he don't want to. And all of the expectation that he collected before joining the club is shattered when he entered the clubroom. Why? There are one more member who joining the club. It's Chitanda Eru. The worst thing is, Chitanda Eru, this girl is easily curious about anything, everything. He really has that because from now on he will have to following Eru closely. I have no choice. And the second book is the green or blue one, The Credit Wall of the Fall. The credit roll of the full is following the first volume, of course. Of the series is Hyoka. Oriki once again was following every curiosity about his desire to look up at the current cases of their school. It's a mystery villain by Class 2F, their upperclassmen that will release in their school festival. The film is about the student that trapped in a locked room abandoned building died after his or her hand missing. The mystery is who is the murderer, and the film is already ended like that without revealing the culprit or the explanation of the murderer, just like that. I mentioned in the story that this film is a short film, so and have no detailed explanation about the murder. So with this case, Edu is really curious who is the murderer like, and so Hotaro must following her curiosity. This volume published almost a year after first volume in Indonesia, 2018. Around that year, the Japanese title of this volume is Kushano in Dororo. We skip the third, as I mentioned before, so we will jump up to the fourth volume of this series, the Literature Club series. It is the part 1 called The Doll That Took a Detour. In Japanese, it's called Tomawari Suruhina. So it published and translated in Indonesia in 2019, before pandemic. This volume is also marking the end of the anime series, I think. So, because after this book release, and in the years, 3 years, the writer published another book 3 years after this book. So the animation studio can afford the second season because of that. So the story of this volume is rather simple than the last book, the 2 books I had, because it's just a short story wrapped in one book. So it's look thick because it's a short story collection of the series. It has a mystery because yes, this mystery books. The story is more story collection of the members in the club after the last case, the third book that I don't have. Hotaro made up story praying for Eru, for example, and Eru just knowing about 7 deadly sins, or the club that go to the vacation into onsen or hot springs, but they catch up a cause. It's strange. Mystery Club is the mystery club at all. The writer wants to tell us about the characters, how is their life, slice of life in the schools or their home or after the vacation, just in case you want to know. It's called filler episodes. And the writer wants to tell us about the character development of the characters, also the relationship of the characters, because in the first volume of the series, they more focus in the problem solving, the mysteries. So in these books, which is the thickest I had, they tell us about the character. So after I tell you about the series, what are the things? For me, the series is interesting and it's perfect to someone who doesn't like heavy mysteries or dark mysteries. It's just mystery around the school, it's mystery around their vacation, the summer vacation. It's really simple, and through the anime you will see that simple but still interesting. And as for me, that I had some violence, but I want to read mystery novels. This series is just perfect. Every school must have this kind of mystery, so this book is kind of related to me. Like every school had its own mystery, and we we will somehow want to solving what is this mystery, why it had been there in school for years. So the storytelling about the characters is also good. It is the point of view of the story is from the main male characters, Otaro, but it's for For a male character is quite detailed, like the feelings of him, like what are what is he see in his life through the school, or how he look at Chitanda Eru is that detailed. I appreciated that. It's so much fun to look at. And the problem is this series has a lot of Japanese words. If you don't like the foreign words so much in the one book, you will not really like this. You will have to rethink to other series. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot of Japanese proverb, Japanese words. It's included footnote, but sometimes I can still get it. What is that? What it does it mean? So yeah, it's somehow good, it's somehow bad, but for me it's so far so good, and I'm planning to buy all of the series, like the missing third and the fifth and the sixth. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching.